In this video, we're going to talk about the pip step multiplier, and this is a really cool setting. So you can see here, we have the pip step multiplier and the tight next tool as a setting, and let's just use the example of 1.2 as a pip step multiplier, and I'll show you kind of how that plays out here. So let's say that you get into this first trade, okay? How long do you have to wait before you get into the second trade? Well, that's going to be based on whether you're using a fixed or dynamic pip step, right? If you're using a fixed pip step of, let's say, 5, then it's going to wait 5 pips, and then it's going to get into the next trade. You know, if it's dynamic, it's going to calculate based on the ATR, the volatility, and it's going to give you that pip step and wait that long before getting into the second trade. But to keep things simple, let's just say you're using a fixed pip step of 5, okay? Now that you've moved into your second trade, what we want to do is see how many pips is it going to wait now to get into the next trade, or the third level here. And the way that it works is with a pip step multiplier. If you have a pip step multiplier, like our example of 1.2 that we have in here, it's going to take the 5 pips and it's going to multiply it by the pip step multiplier to get you the number of pips now that it's going to wait before the next trade. So in this case, it's 1.2. So it's going to use the 5 pips previously times 1.2, the pip step multiplier, to get you 6 pips now that is going to wait between the second trade and the third trade. So then between the third and the fourth, it's going to take these 6 pips here. It's going to multiply it by your pip step multiplier, 1.2, and give you 7.2 pips, and that's how long it's going to wait before getting into the next trade. Same thing for the next trade, and you kind of get the point. So this is a really cool setting because as the market moves more and more against you, you can actually widen the number of pips, or the distance between each trade that it's taking. As you can see here, we started with 5 and then 6, 7.2, 8.64. So it's getting further and further away, or it has to move more and more against you to get into the next trade with the pip step multiplier. I will say one downside to this is obviously the further away that you are, the more that it has to swing back in order to hit the take profit. So just be aware of that. But that's basically how the pip step multiplier setting here works. And if you have this just set as 1, like that, if you have it just set as 1 for the pip step multiplier, then, it's not going to multiply it out. So in this case, if you had a fixed pip step of 5, and a multiplier is 1, it's just going to be 5 pips, 5 pips, 5 pips, 5 pips between each trade. With the dynamic pip step as well, the way it works with the dynamic pip step is, after each trade, the dynamic pip step is calculating the pip step for the next trade. And so if you have a multiplier as well, it's basically going to calculate that pip step, and then it's going to multiply it by the multiplier. So functions a little bit differently, but as far as dynamic pip step goes, you're dynamically changing it based on the market. So not sure if you want to use a multiplier with that, but it's up to you. But that's basically how the pip step multiplier works, and I'll see you in the next video.